Greetings. So we talked about unintended consequences, Peter, and the opportunities. Maybe that requires a little bit of clarification. And I think one of the areas which needs just a little bit of thought is the difference between the crystallisation or the designation into drawdown of excess benefits and the different way in which the tax could be impacted upon if that's not properly done. And we'll come on to that later. But first of all, the question is, if I do have excess LTA, excess lifetime allowance benefits, is there any disadvantage in me designating that to drawdown today?
I think the interesting point, John, is whether or not the individual has used up 100% of their lifetime allowance. Because in theory, you could have excess benefits and you above the protected lifetime allowance or above the standard lifetime allowance, but you haven't necessarily utilised 100%. So let's just clarify what we mean, me and you mean by 100% of the lifetime allowance. Mm-hmm. In other words, the lifetime allowance and the ability to take any further tax-free cash has been exhausted. That's the first point we'd like to put out to our viewers here today. So let's just, for the discussion that we're about to have, say that we've got an excess fund value of £200,000.
Yeah, so somebody may have used 100% of their LTA.
Correct.
But they're actually, they are, if you like, growing assets.
Yep.
Growing pension assets in their pension wrapper, which is taking them above.
Yep.
And because they've exhausted their LTA allowance,
yep,
there is no further LTA allowance or further tax-free cash.
That's correct. So in other words, they've got £200,000 of uncrystallised benefits.
Yep.
So as far as we are concerned, we would still describe crystallised benefits and uncrystallised benefits for the purposes of financial planning.
Yes.
So
yes.
For our purpose of our discussion, we're going to say that there is £200,000 in uncrystallised benefits.
Yeah, because that's important for the other part about how you take those pension benefits and the tax implications.
Correct.
But yes, if I take that 200,000, in fact, let's make it 2.5 million, because the number doesn't really matter. The question is, am I any worse off by crystallising those excess LTA benefits?
Well, the interesting part is we've discussed this and we can't see an issue at the moment, can we? However, it is down to individual circumstances, it is down to the individual and so forth. But what we mean by crystallising those benefits is merely designating them into drawdown. And what I suspect we would like the planners out there, financial advisors out there to understand is that that's all we are saying is that they carry out a benefit crystallisation event, they write to the provider, say that they wish to designate the excess fund into drawdown, and that's it. That is,
yep,
in essence, a designation into drawdown, a benefit crystallisation event, and they all now become crystallised benefits.
Invested in the same fund and able to be then drawn down
on an ongoing basis.
As appropriate.
As appropriate, absolutely.
By either the member or potentially through death benefit nomination.
Correct.
Etc., etc. That has an immediate tax saving in this financial year.
That's right. And that would be 25% of that excess value.
Yeah.
So if we say £200,000, just to make the maths nice and easy, that would be a £50,000 tax saving.
Yeah.
Now, John, do you think, in your experience over many, many years of dealing with pensions and so forth, excuse me, there is a likelihood of the government coming back and saying, sorry, John, your client must pay that excess charge of £50,000?
That's an interesting question. I'm going to answer that on the next video. See you on the next video.